The Ghana Police Service has interdicted 4 police officers working with the Tamale Regional Police Command for assaulting some residents of Tamale in the northern region. According to a statement from the police service, the 4 officers allegedly assaulted residents during an assignment by NADGO and VRA officials to arrest persons allegedly involved in illegal power connections. Reports indicate that some of the residents were whipped by the police officers in question. A victim alleged that he was lashed after the police accused him of trying to make a call to someone. Others also complained that they were handcuffed and detained. The viral video of the assault has been widely condemned by Ghanaians. The incident happened in Zugung, Lamashugu, and Napanzo in the northern regional capital on Monday, September 20th. The 4 interdicted officers are expected to face a service inquiry. Processes are also underway to identify the victims for necessary medical assessments and assistance. A group known as the Concerned Citizens of Quo East on Tuesday, September 21st, 2021, took to the streets of Ebitifi in the eastern region to register their displeasure in the stalled Ebitifi District Hospital project. When completed, the over 200-bed facility, which was started by the erstwhile government, will serve as a referral center for all health facilities in the area. The demonstrators, who were dressed in red and black apparel, wielded placards with inscriptions such as, quote, "Ebitifi Hospital has been left to rot. No hospital, no vote in 2024. Don't do politics with our health," among others, demonstrated through the Ebitifi township. Protesters demanded the completion of all stalled hospital projects before the commencement of new ones are started by the Nana Akufo-Addo government. The convener of the group, Godwin Ntiamwa, asked that, quote, "the contractors return to site within the next 18 months. The head of the local government service, Dr. Nanatu Arthur, has asked skilled Ghanaians in the diaspora to return home and contribute towards the accelerated development of the country. He said it was necessary that they emulate the examples of some Chinese, Japanese, and South Koreans who, after acquiring various skills in the West, return to their native countries to contribute their quota. Dr. Arthur, who gave the advice at the launch of the Returnee Experts Alumni Network Ghana in Takoradi in the Western region, said, quote, "No matter what problems confront us as a nation, Ghanaians home and abroad are the only people who can build this country, and that should be a challenge to all of us." Dr. Arthur said after Ghana attained independence, many Ghanaians went abroad through individual efforts or government scholarships to acquire knowledge in various fields of human endeavor. Quote, "Over time, however, the desire to come home and support the development of the nation after their education and training keeps dwindling," he said. The Bureau of Public Safety says the country may continue to record fire outbreaks in its markets unless it begins to make public reports of earlier incidents and implement findings stated in these reports. Executive Director of the Bureau of Public Safety, Nanayao Akwada, stressed that until that is done, these fires would continue to be prevalent. Quote, As for the issues of market fires, after 2013, every market fire that occurred within our country was self-inflicted. After we brought in FBI experts to come and help us demystify and understand the insistent market fires, up till date, nobody knows the content of that report, apart from the ministries and the president and the people who matter. So how can we make any meaningful fight against disasters? Some fire outbreaks have been recorded across the country, with the most recent being the Akimoda Central Market incident in the Birim Central Municipality of the Eastern Region. It is unclear what caused the fire, but properties worth thousands of cedis belonging to traders were lost in the inferno. The Ministry of Finance has expressed optimism that the beneficial ownership register being compiled by the Registrar General's Department will be made available to the public by 2023. The register is to promote transparency in the award of contracts and business transactions. The ministry said the availability of such data would also boost investor confidence, enhance the ease of doing business in the country, and consequently reduce the risks in business transactions. Director of Economic Strategy and Research of the Ministry of Finance, Dr. Alassane Idrisu, said corporate anonymity remained a major obstacle in the fight against money laundering, corruption, and illicit financial flows. Quote, "We believe that beneficial ownership transparency will enable Ghanaian citizens, civil society organizations, media and authorities to know who owns and controls companies and therefore be able to hold companies and individuals accountable and reduce the scope of corruption," he said. The Deputy Executive Director of the Environmental Protection Agency, Ebenezer Apa-Sampong, has indicated a quota regime would soon be implemented to control and phase out R22-based air-conditioned units and refrigerants imported into the country by the end of the year. He pointed out the strategy is to address the residual consumption volume of ozone-depleting substances that was difficult to phase out. The Deputy Executive Director explained that most of the ozone-depleting substances had gases in cooling systems such as air conditioning, fridges, among others. He was emphatic a quota system will be used to control and phase out the R22-based air conditioners imported into the country to protect the ozone layer initiative in support of global efforts and maintain gains of protocols and conventions signed on to. R22 is a chlorofluorocarbon refrigerant used in air conditions, but their releases deplete the ozone layer and contribute to climate change. Two Tunisian MPs have been jailed by a military court amid concerns over human rights in the country. The two MPs are from the Islamist Karama party. 5 lawmakers have now been imprisoned since July, when President Kais Saied took over governing powers. Al-Saudi was accused of insulting airport security staff months ago. The other MP, Saif Eddin Maklouf, was accused of threatening judges and accusing them of being involved in a coup when he was denied permission to represent Mr. Saudi as his lawyer. Maklouf has been a critic of the president. In July, President Saad swept aside the government, suspended parliament, and took control of the country. His opponents accused him of staging a coup, but his measures were broadly welcomed by Tunisians. The Ethiopian government says rebels have destroyed thousands of health facilities in the northern part of the country. Over 1.9 million people in Ethiopia's Amhara and Afara regions have no access to health care after rebels loyal to the Tigray People's Liberation Front reportedly vandalized health facilities. The rebels have not yet responded to the latest accusations. Health Minister Leah Tadiz told journalists on Tuesday that the rebels had destroyed 20 hospitals, 277 health centers, and 1,162 health posts in Amhara region. She added that 1 hospital, 10 health centers, and 38 health posts have been destroyed in Afar region. On 30th August, Education Minister Gaton Makuria said rebels had destroyed over 7,000 schools in northern Ethiopia, including 445 in Afar region and over 144 in Amhara region. Fighting between Tigray rebel forces and Ethiopia federal troops broke out in Tigray region in November 2020, but has since spread to neighboring Amhara and Afar. A 5.9 magnitude earthquake has rattled southeastern Australia, damaging buildings in the city of Melbourne. The earthquake happened about 9:15 local time, 23:15 GMT on Wednesday at Mansfield, not far from Victorian state capital. Prime Minister Scott Morrison said, quote, "We have no reports of serious injuries, and that is very good news." The earthquake was also felt in neighboring South Australia and New South Wales. It was followed by 2 aftershocks of 4.0 and 3.1 magnitude. While this is one of Australia's largest earthquakes in recent years, it has not caused significant damage. Former Cameroon international Samuel Eto'o is to stand as a candidate in the race of the presidency of his country's football federation. The former Barcelona and Inter Milan star made the announcement on his social media pages on Tuesday evening, saying he had taken the decision, quote, "out of love of Cameroon and passion for our football." Time is running out. Waiting is not an option. It is time to rebuild our football, Eto'o said. The delayed FIFA elections are expected to take place on 11th December, with the African Cup of Nations set to start in Cameroon on 9th January. Eto'o, age 40, had an illustrious playing career, winning domestic and European titles both in Spain and Italy. The 4-time African Player of the Year is his country's record scorer with 56 goals in 118 games, and also enjoyed brief stints in the English Premier League with Chelsea and Everton, ending his playing career in Qatar. At international level, he helped Cameroon win the African Cup of Nations in 2000 and 2002 and was a gold medalist at the Sydney 2000 Olympic Games. The Ghana Football Association prosecutor has charged the president of Ashanti Gold SC, Kweku Frimpong, and the club's CEO Emmanuel Frimpong, on 3 counts of misconduct for match manipulation in their 2020-21 Ghana Premier League match against the Inter Allies at the Lenkley Stadium on July 17, 2021. The 2 club officials are charged for breaching Article 27.1 and 27.2 of the GFA Code of Ethics, Article 18.1 of the GFA Disciplinary Code, and Article 34.5a and Article 34.5b of the GFA Premier League Regulations. They are expected to submit their statements of defense to the charges on or before Wednesday, September 22nd, after which the GFA Disciplinary Committee will adjudicate their cases respectively. Inter Allies FC have also been charged on 2 counts of misconduct for breaching Article 34.5a and Article 34.6d of the GFA Premier League Regulations 2019. The 2 teams are accused of playing a match of convenience after viral social media footage showed what looked like 2 deliberate own goals scored by Inter Allies defender Ashmin Musa in the 7-0 win for the home side Ashanti Gold. President Akufo-Addo has urged the African diaspora to follow in the footsteps of W.E. Dubois by making Africa their home and contributing to the development of the continent. The partnership, which was initiated by the president in 2019 as part of his trip to promote, quote, the Year of Return, will see to the transformation of the current Dubois Memorial Center in Accra into a state-of-the-art museum complex. Dr. Dubois, a civil rights pioneer and one of the world's leading black intellectuals and thinkers, became a citizen of Ghana and resided in the country until his death in 1963. The partnership will see the Dubois Museum Foundation Ghana leading the construction of a multi-million-dollar museum complex to preserve Dr. Dubois' legacy over a 50-year period. The Dubois Museum Complex aims to transform the center and create a living museum that revives the transformative spirit and vision of Dr. Dubois for a unified central home for Africans in the diaspora around the world. Miss Lauryn Hill, Wyclef Jean, and Pras Michael have announced a Fuji reunion tour to celebrate 25 years of the classic album, The Score. Their first show together in 15 years will take them across the United States, through London and Paris, and into Nigeria and Ghana this November and December. The group will also play a pop-up show at an undisclosed New York location tomorrow, September 22nd. Fugees broke out with The Score in 1996, a wildly successful second album that made them household names with singles such as Ready or Not and Killing Me Softly. Over the next decade, the group hung together despite internal rifts, legal trouble, and solo sidelines, including Hill's landmark Grammy-sweeping Miseducation album, before conclusively splitting in 2006, at least in part due to romantic complications between John and Hill, according to John's memoir.